Yes, and it's so funny that it's so bright, and it's using the same power, so little power, and it's no heat. No heat. So I leave this light on all the time in the hallway.
I'm thinking in the history of light bulbs, 20, 30 years before Edison, there were incandescent bulbs in Europe. You know, the problem, of course, is how long the filament lasts, but they were using them commercially.
I forget there's a trade name for them, but they're excellent in terms of their color rendition because they run at a pretty high temperature and they put out a more blue light when they're running it at full capacity than most incandescent bulbs. I mean, incandescent bulbs are really overrated in terms of color rendition because they have so little blue in them.
But boy, I mean, I think the biggest applications they had related to the business of dyeing fabric. And it also led to all of the artificial fertilizers that we have. It's all kind of related processes. And this guy Fritz Haber, oh my God, Fritz Haber, what a guy! That guy was the one who developed the ammonia process with Bayer to be able to make ammonia very quickly and easily, but that was quickly adapted to making all of the nitrates for gunpowder, because during World War I we had blockaded Chile, and Chile is where all of the nitrates came from that were naturally mined. And so Germany would have been out of the war very, very quickly, except Fritz Haber came along and came up with the artificial nitrates to be able to make gunpowder. But even better, he was such a patriot, he had this wonderful idea of creating poison gas. That much gas can fill a couple hundred tubes.
This is 1 liter of neon. 1 liter of neon at atmospheric pressure.
It's also, you know, just making it is very difficult.
And this came out of the air.
Making the action, you know, as a glass blower, it's a
And
very...
the process to get the gas out is not that easy, because you have to take this cork here, weld and solder this into a glass, another glass.
It's from a light bulb blank.
And then you see this little nipple there.
Sure, easily available.
You put a little ball bearing inside.
You know, the companies that make light bulbs buy the blanks from a company like Corning.
And then with a magnet, once this is connected to the vacuum, with a magnet you break that little tip.
Right now, Corning doesn't make any more.
And that's the way you make the gas go from here into the other, to get the gas out of here. A neon company can work a couple of months out of this.
That much gas can fill a couple hundred tubes.
Now you buy the tank.
Well, you can still buy a flask, but the quality is not as good. The development of all kinds of light sources, I mean, it's really, obviously, everyone needed something in their houses, and natural gas was not that readily available, so they had this thing called city gas, or producer gas. And for that, they took coal and they combusted it in a very low oxygen environment. So it produced all of these hydrocarbons, and I should know the chemical names of them. I'll have to look it up. But anyhow, they basically cracked the coal and made gas out of it. But they ended up with just unbelievable amounts of coal tar that are left over from this process of creating the gas for lighting all of the factories and homes in the big cities in Europe. So they had all this coal tar that was polluting the environment, and that you could, you know, basically give it away for nothing. Nobody wanted it, and so some people started doing chemical experiments with it, and from this, all of the aniline dyes developed. And also, this is part of all of that chemistry is related to the ammonia chemistry and poison gas chemistry. This guy Fritz Haber, not only did he create mustard gas. Oh, there's a great story about creating mustard gas. The day he went to watch it being used in the front lines, he said, "Ah, I've just witnessed the marvels of my invention at the front line. Thousands of the enemy troops were killed by my poison gas. Anyhow, he ended up dying in a hotel room in Zurich, totally alone. But that same technology, I mean, Zyklon was the son of mustard gas. But then the other thing that's so bizarre is that artificial fertilizer hadn't been invented, the population of the world would be roughly a third of what it is now. Because we could never support growing the amount of food that we grow on just natural growing processes, sustainable processes without artificial fertilizer. And then it's, the amount of pollution that's been generated in rivers and streams, and the imbalance of the oceanic ecology. Yikes, what a mess. So right now, because there's less than air pressure in the tube, the tube collapses and that melts the glass together. The gas is inside now, yeah. It's a colorless gas, yeah. Some gases have color, but the inert gases have no color.
So this is the aging, as you call it.
Yeah. It's just aging is a part of the process
It's
where
like breaking in the tubes and what?
it's
You
just
see
like
these colors?
waking them up and
They get this to go away.
yeah. So you want this color to be through the whole tube and basically just very slight impurities, nothing to be worried about.
And then when the tubes are made, but the other one glow pretty bright and healthy,
Four.
right? The power supply looks bright.
Surprising though.
They do with the wind like this. And it's funny how
So should we go back and get the tubes and replace it right now?
now it gets zapped.
Get zapped?
Because you have to release the...
But there's an alligator clip, so you just need a rubber glove and undo the alligator clip.
I'll do it with the guys.
And
So we get paid for
yeah, right.
the city hall.
Yeah, the city hall guys will appreciate it if you don't.
So I leave this light on all the time in the hallway.